Not long after my video about the Elgato Wavelink, along comes Elgato with an update. I'm not saying it was me, but I'm kidding. But tip of the hat to Elgato for this one, is they basically went in and fixed everything I complained about and a few things that I didn't. That's pretty impressive. Let's start out with my biggest issue then from last time. Just recently, I had some guy trying to tell me that I was dumb for wanting this to work on Mac, just using all their brain cells, I can tell. While your limited experience might make you think that only gamers exist online, there are a bunch of other people that use the services of this stuff. Podcasters, YouTubers, streamers of other things than games. And while I know it's mostly a back burner thing for Elgato, it mostly just annoyed and disappointed me that they didn't mark it as beta. And that might have made some poor Mac fool like me go and drop his money on it. However, I was doing it for review, so I'm just an idiot in that respect. But it's no longer an issue. Now, Elgato has the exact same interface with Mac, and it works the exact same way with a few little hiccups, which is brilliant. Especially this slider here that doesn't make you think you're going insane with the second voice in your head. This now makes the Wave XLR a viable option for a streamlined desk setup with your Mac. And it also now makes sense to be able to use the combination of that and the Stream Deck Plus, which is just a wicked tool for everything. And if you're a gamer on Mac, which by the way, they do actually exist, life got a bit easier for you. Okay, this is a big one that wasn't on my list last time, but also I wasn't a power user. This just makes sense though. The ability to save profiles is kind of awesome. This way you can have multiple profiles for multiple people if you're a single PC family, or even a secondary profile for the other things you do, like Teams meetings. Just hit the new button up here and it sends that profile to your Stream Deck. Once you have that sent over, you will notice all your stuff is neatly arranged on your Stream Deck automatically. That is a very cool little feature, and it's going to be a time saver for sure. So one of my biggest annoyances with the old Wavelink was the fact that you couldn't hear yourself when you're setting up your EQ and compression, which is kind of wild when you think about it. Now, if you know what you're doing with an EQ, sure, I guess that's fine. But I've heard some pretty bad EQs coming out of these things. Even some of the setup videos for EQ I've watched just have really weird EQ profiles. But now you can record yourself with your mic, sound check, and use that recording to set up your EQ while hearing the difference. Man, what an idea. There was a wild roundabout way you could do this before, but this is a much better system for sure. So there are a couple really cool new routing features here. First up, a bit of an easier way to get your new audio onto your Wavelink, and you do it from your Stream Deck. Now you'll see it here on your Stream Deck as input. Just drag it over, and when you're setting it up, you can pick the add option, then pick where the audio will get routed to. Next time new audio pops up, you just click the button on your Stream Deck, and voila. And you can set a bunch of these up for multiple channels if you like. And secondly, there's a much easier way to add sound to channels as well. Instead of going through all the settings to manually add audio to channels, now you just click on it and, well, there you go. This is one of those cool features that I really love from Beacon Software, so it's kind of nice to see Elgato catching up. And probably the coolest little feature here is this one little switch called Voice Focus. Now I've got it turned on right now, and I've got to give props to Elgato for this one. It's a very cool feature, and if you don't already know, it's basically an AI noise removal algorithm that is reminiscent of the NVIDIA one that was showcased a few years back that was extremely impressive. Of course, you needed one of their beefy graphics cards for that to work, but now you just need this switch. Now, if you're wondering how good it is, well, let's hear for yourself. I'm going to turn it off. That is my #1 fan blowing on me. Maybe I shouldn't put it that way. But what I really like about this, when you turn it on, you have the slider here for being able to turn down so you can actually hear a little bit of the fan leaking in. So depending on how bad your environment is, this fan is pretty bad, so I keep it all the way up at strong, and this is what it does to my voice. What do you think? So does this make me change my opinion on the whole Wave setup? Yeah, kinda, especially since this can now make a decent little setup for my Mac. However, I still really don't like this microphone. Sorry, and that is just bait to see if the trolls watch till the end. Cheers, guys, and thanks for watching.